Good afternoon, everyone. Tanya, Otterstein-Liehs here, proud owner of bodybusiness.ca, empowering mindful health and wellness coach. Welcome. Thank you very much for coming to my channel, watching my podcast. And I have a really passionate, of course, you know, I'm already passionate about everything when it comes to developing the mindset, creating strong self-love. Speaking of self-love, this is part one from my 4-part series, and it's all about changing your mindset about yourself to discover self-love. So today is part one, and it's about giving yourself permission. So by the end of my talk today, I'm going to give you the simple tips, simple steps of how to give yourself permission. Especially as a woman, we have a hard time doing that, right? So get ready, here you come. Feel free to grab a pen and paper and write them down. Or again, you can always watch the recorded and move forward from that. So give yourself permission. You know, especially as a woman, it's something we have, or you have a really hard time doing, possibly, right? Does this sound familiar? That you would really love to go forth and try on that new outfit, but you're thinking to yourself, oh, I don't know if it's going to fit. Oh, I don't know if it's going to look good on me. I'm not going to try it on. Has that ever happened to you? Or have you ever thought to yourself, oh my gosh, I would love to try that new activity, but I don't know if I'm going to look like a fool. I'm not sure, where to start. Or, oh, look at that lineup. I'm not going to bother. Does that sound familiar? Or do you find there are days where your schedule is totally crazy? You're doing all these other things, and then you take on yet another task, and you take on another responsibility because you're not giving yourself permission to just say no. Does that ever happen to you? So these are the tips I'm going to give you, ladies, so that you allow yourself permission and to honor yourself, to give yourself permission. Possibly if you have kids, right? You give them permission, but yet you never allow yourself permission to say no. You never allow yourself permission to ask for help because you think you're Superwoman and you think you can do it all, right? Well, guess what? You are not Superwoman. You're not perfect. Nobody is perfect. Hell, I'm not perfect. But it's amazing when you start giving yourself permission. When you stop letting the fears and guilt stop you from saying no or stop you from doing something you can't stand. When you've given yourself permission, you feel this weight come off your shoulders. You feel so much lighter. You feel happier. You're not ridden with guilt. You're so much further ahead. There's no reason you feel that you can't give yourself permission to do what you want. There's no reason you can't give yourself permission to not take on another project. There's no reason you cannot give yourself permission to stop doing everything. Give yourself permission to accept that you're not perfect. Give yourself permission to accept that you can't do everything. Give yourself permission to acknowledge that, heck, I'm stressed. I want nothing to do with this. Give yourself permission to just walk away. All right? So this is how you're going to do that. Give yourself permission. I know it's something that can be really, really hard to do because possibly you say yes to everything. Possibly you say never, ever no. Possibly you say, yeah, I can do this too. When you give yourself permission, you're so much stronger. All right? I mean, there's men that give themselves permission all the time. All right? Giving yourself permission, ladies, is not a weakness. It is a strength. that really helps you create self-love, because then no more frustration, no more fears, no more self-ridicule, no more self-doubt. When you start allowing yourself to give yourself permission, and you know what? Believe it or not, people start to respect you more. All right? People start to respect you more. So next time, I'm going to take it as a prime example, possibly you feel. Next time you're at work and your calendar and your schedule and your work projects, I mean, you're like, oh my gosh, I have so many already. And a coworker comes up to you and says, oh, can you help me out with this? You need to say no. You need to give yourself permission to say no and say, you know what? Thank you for asking. But, I'm tied down. I've got these 5 projects and deadlines due already. And I feel that if I try and help you out with this, I'm actually not going to be that helpful, and I'm not going to be able to give you my full capability at all. So again, thank you for asking, and I appreciate you respecting me that I'm saying no. Let's try that. Do not let your fears or excuses have you think, oh, but if I say no, what are they going to think of me? Oh, but if I say no to her, what's she going to say about me? Like, who the crap cares, okay? Who cares? Because in the end, who's going to suffer? Not them. It's going to be you. You are the one that's going to suffer because you're not happy that you can't help and give 100% to that person, because you're trying to give you 100% to what you're doing right now, the projects right now. All right? Give yourself permission to say you are amazing. Give yourself permission to acknowledge, I am up to here with work, scheduling. I cannot fit anything else. Then acknowledge that, accept it, and give yourself permission to not take anything else on. Let's say, for example, you're on a new exercise regimen, or you're changing your eating habits, okay? Give yourself permission to have mistakes. Give yourself permission to not stick with exercising 4 or 5 times a day. I do not exercise 5 times a day, okay? But therefore, the 3 days, 4 days, whatever that I do, some days it's no week. Like this week was a write-off as far as workouts. I got 2 runs in. But you know what? I'm giving myself permission for not being upset with myself. I'm giving myself permission for saying, you know what? I did 2 things. It's better than nothing. All right? So give yourself permission to honor yourself. Give yourself permission to give yourself a pat on the back for what you did do. All right? So, I hope I've given you something to think about. Go ahead, listen to this again. And anytime you get to the point where you're not giving yourself permission, go back and listen to this again. Watch this again. Write it down. I give myself permission. All right? Carry that message with you. Stick it on your desk at work. Stick it on your mirror at home. Carry that important message with you at work. And again, do not feel guilty. Do not let your fears stop you, because in the end, you're going to be stronger. You're going to be happier. You're going to feel more fulfilled. All right? Tanya Otterstein-Liehs saying thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for dedicating time to listen to this. Thank you very much for giving yourself permission to watch and listen to this. You love the message I had, then right down below, go ahead, share. On the right-hand side, subscribe so you can always catch my live podcast that I do, or the recording that I do every Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on Body Business KW. Listen, if you are a mom with preteen to teenage kids, I have a Facebook group just for you, full of motivation, inspiration, recipes, and we have a lot of fun. It's called Moms Inspiring Moms. is for you moms with preteen to teenage kids, because you know what? We're all going through the same things as moms with preteen to teenage kids, right? So head on there again, Moms Inspiring Moms, look it up. And I'd love to see you there. Of course, you can catch this also on my YouTube channel, Tanya Otterstein-Liehs, where everything I talk about, every podcast I do, every conversational interview I do is on that channel. All right. And of course, if you have a specific question, direct message me or email me, tanya@bodybusiness.ca. That's TANYA @bodybusiness, just the way it sounds, .ca. All right. Looking forward to seeing you next Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, here at Body Business KW Facebook page. Get you moving forward. Remember, tonight when you go to bed, think of one awesome, great thing that happened. And when you wake up tomorrow morning, think of 3 to 5 things you're grateful for. Take care, enjoy your weekend, and of course, love yourself. One more thing, next Friday, I will be doing part 2. And my part 2 is, again, I'm going to go even more into details, giving you the tips of how to let go of your fears and your excuses, because, of course, time to change that mindset to discover self-love. Take care. Bye-bye.